What we knew is gone. Our home, our lives, all that we were, dust. Blasted across empty, heartless skies. But we live. Our legacy lives within every ship we fly, upon every world we touch, in our hearts, in yours. There will be challenge. You will know fear, but you will overcome. You will survive and answer vengeance with blood. You will do as you must. Rule cannot be handed to the faithless. Our legacy cannot be lost to villains. Bury the past to face the future. In enemies, find allies. There is no price we have not paid, no loss we have not felt. Our dead world, our long suffering, these are not ends. We are not ended. For your crew, for your people, for this new home, we must face all doubt. We must break wrong who would destroy us and overcome the impossible. We must fight against any and all. We must, we will, for we are Romulan!
The youngest of our kind rely on stories to know what our people were like before. Strong, secretive, warlike. We were feared. We were powerful. Then, everything changed. 22 years ago, the star of the Hobus system went supernova. The resulting explosion traveled through subspace to hit Romulus and Remus, our homeworlds. No one could have predicted that would happen, and no one could have stopped it. Millions died. Those who survived were scattered across dozens of worlds. One day we were citizens of one of the greatest powers of the galaxy, and the next, we were just trying to survive. Every day was a struggle if you weren't part of the militant and oppressive Tal Shiar, or ruling everything from on high like Empress Sela. For ordinary Romulans, military victories don't mean much when you're hungry. Life goes on. The Klingons and Starfleet are at one another's throats. The battles light years away don't affect us much. The Tal Shiar are the more immediate threat. They're rebuilding the Empire by force, and pressing anyone they think can help into service. But even they don't seem to know we're here. We've put down roots and found friends. Today we'll celebrate what we've created. With hard work and some good fortune, true Romulans will once again rise to be a power in the galaxy. The first step on that path begins here. There you are. The security chief was looking for you earlier. She said there's trouble at the vineyard. Avrak's been filing reports all night about Kelids chewing at the vines. Something must have annoyed them.
The left interactable items have a glow around them. The right stick controls your camera to interact with a console.
Please tell me you'll help me. Kelids are in the...
If the Kelids are chewing up the vineyard,
Your minimap shows you where your objectives are. An arrow will appear on the minimap if you are far away from your objective. Your plasma beam pistol has been automatically equipped. You can practice on the nearby bottles. Press the right trigger to attack.
ready for the big festival? Working hard? Maverick! You're in for a fun day. I'm glad I don't have to deal with him. Almost 2,000 years ago, instead of fighting their own people, these Vulcans decided to leave in an event we call the Sundering. They boarded great colony ships and set out into unexplored space, looking for a home where they could live and feel as they wished. Eventually, those who marched beneath the Raptor's wings found Romulus and Remus. They created an empire. Although we share a genetic bond with the Vulcans, we are our own people. Never forget that. Want to hear another story? The destruction of Romulus was a terrible thing. We lost our home and our loved ones. We lost our soul. The people who survived were scattered and leaderless. Survival was a daily struggle. There were some fights for control before Empress Sela took over, but I never paid much attention. That Taurus woman was never going to get far. Now Sela and the Tal Shiar are attempting to rebuild the strength of the Romulan Star Empire, but they do so with fear and oppression. Steer clear of them if you can. People like us should just try to stay out of the Tal Shiar's way. Life is more important than politics or power. Viranat was a colony world. It used to be a big agricultural planet, growing food for the Empire. After Romulus was destroyed, thousands upon thousands of people flooded the planet. The old cities couldn't hold them all, and they were scared. They started fighting amongst themselves. One night, the cities burned. Most of the survivors left. A few hung on, scrapping old ships and using them as building materials. That's how the Maori found them, about 10 years ago. The Maori was the commander of an old war. Navala was his first officer, and Devex the chief engineer. They were wandering the sector, trying to find a new home. When they found Viranat, they decided to stay. Devex kept the old warbird functional, and he used it to make supply runs and bring back other Romulans who needed a home. Navala put herself in charge of security, and the Maori. He runs the whole colony now. Devex met Tovan Kev in a mining colony a few years back. I think it was 4 years ago. But then again, I didn't come here until 2 years ago, so this is not just information I've heard about secondhand. I actually have a question for you, if you don't want to hear another story first. When did you arrive here? I know we only have a few hundred people living here, but so many come and go that it's hard to keep track. I'm recording the stories of all the people that live here, you see, and I would love to start yours off with your arrival. Who knows? It could be something that becomes historical in a few years. One of the few that saw the Maori as a captain. We should definitely talk more about this over drinks tonight. I think I've kept you for too long. See you later. Hey there, ready for the big festival? Working hard? Or maybe you have time to listen to a story or two?
Press and hold the left stick while moving.
Finally. Excellent, excellent. The broken pipes are obvious. Interactions can be interrupted by movement or combat. The flooding has stopped, but if those Kelets come back, they'll just break the pipes again. Something's making the insects go crazy.
Good idea. Talk to Navala.
I bet she's...
Just in time. Did you talk with Avrak? He said that I'm what? Lazy? That I've been... He's just trying to make me look bad so he can get a promotion. Oh, that's so old-fashioned. Let me tell you what's actually happening. The Keleds are going crazy. I've been working all day to keep them out of the residential areas. This aggressive behavior is new, and we need to figure out what...
An item is dropped for you. Near the item and it will be automatically added to your inventory.
This metal has some kind of fungus growing on it that's similar to the spores we found on some of the Keled carapaces. It might explain their behavior, but how are they getting infected in the first place? Also, the flying Keleds have never come out of the cavern before. This is so strange. You're right. The source of the infection could be somewhere inside the cavern. Head... A strange machine and some weird drone things? That is troubling. Someone's been in there. We'll have to let the Maori know about this. I took a look at those biological samples while you were gone, but I can't do much more than a basic tricorder scan. It's just not my area. Devect.
What do you... I have an idea of what this might be. Maybe. I saw something like this once before, when I was out beyond the Eridon Belt. We responded to a distress call from a mining... Good idea. When we ran into something like this before, we were able to stop the spores from reproducing by bombarding them with tachyons. We have the equipment here to replicate that procedure.
Some missions in Star Trek Online will change based on your career track: engineering, science, or tactical.
I've only seen funk. We didn't know. That's what we stayed in orbit for a few days. But that's right.
The youngest of our kind rely on stories to know what our people were like before. Strong, secretive, warlike. We were feared. We were powerful. Then, everything changed. 22 years ago, the star of the Hobus system went supernova. The resulting explosion traveled through subspace to hit Romulus and Remus, our homeworlds. No one could have predicted that would happen, and no one could have stopped it. Millions died. Those who survived were scattered across dozens of worlds. One day we were citizens of one of the greatest powers of the galaxy, and the next, we were just trying to survive. Every day was a struggle if you weren't part of the militant and oppressive Tal Shiar, or ruling everything from on high like Empress Sela. For ordinary Romulans, military victories don't mean much when you're hungry. Life goes on. The Klingons and Starfleet are at one another's throats. The battles light years away don't affect us much. The Tal Shiar are the more immediate threat. They're rebuilding the Empire by force, and pressing anyone they think can help into service. But even they don't seem to know we're here. We've put down roots and found friends. Today we'll celebrate what we've created. With hard work and some good fortune, true Romulans will once again rise to be a power in the galaxy. The first step on that path begins here.
Jolan True. I'll assign some engineers to...
Hey there, ready for the big festival? Working hard, really? That sounds like a new story in the making. The mystery of the Kellids, or perhaps the Kellid conundrum. I'll have to think about it.
for the day? I'm just finished. Hey there. Long day? I can't believe how far this colony has come. Just look at how much we can accomplish without being ruled by the Tal Shiar. Word is someone named Tan is trying to fight them, but me, I'm content with what we have here. Let's go enjoy the festival.
Friends and neighbors, welcome to the tapping. The Kellet nectar has been harvested, the ale is brewed, and we can finally taste the fruits of our labors. And like this fine vintage, our colony has taken time and effort to develop. Since the loss of the homeworld 22 years ago, we have known fear, hunger, and pain. We have struggled. We have overcome every difficulty. We have mourned those who are no longer with us, and we have welcomed new friends into our home. And now we celebrate. The trials are behind us. Virinat is prosperous and growing. We will face new challenges in the future, but we will face them together.
Get the shuttles ready. You should find Navala and Vorian to help organize the militia. Get as many civilians to safety as you can. After that, we stop whoever or whatever is attacking our home.
Press Y to switch between your two equipped weapons.
They just keep coming! Get a battery from the marketplace. We need to send out a distress signal. overrun. Just need to repair the device and send the signal. Get to the shipyard. We're getting out of here. The shuttle is ready, and I got as many people aboard as will fit. We have to.
Congratulations, citizen.
This is Shuttle 5. We're taking heavy... Shuttle 10 coming in. We're jamming their sensors. When they get us, they'll think you were caught in the explosion.
They're not attacking. Vex showed me how to fly his warbird. We're almost there. Navigation is online, but we...
Press up to increase your ship speed. Press down to decrease your ship speed.
What do you need to know? What do you need to know? This'll do nicely. We just need a little more salvage.
Use the left stick to pitch downward or upward, as well as to turn left or right.
Weapons are online. Let's test them out on some of these derelict ships nearby. They're not shielded, so we can just use our torpedoes to finish them off.
You must be within 10 kilometers of an enemy to attack it.
Scrap neutronium. We can use that to reinforce the hull of this old warbird.
An item has dropped for you. Move towards the item to automatically loot it.
Three more of these should get this hull good to go. Good shot. Vex would be happy to see this old warbird get some use. I think it's safe to say weapons are fully online. Time to take out the tall Shi'ar satellites dead ahead.
Use your plasma beam to weaken shielded targets. This is your character. Here you can see your equipped items and devices. Select any item slot for your captain, and the equip window will show all available items that can be used in that slot. Select the item in the list you wish to. The red alert message at the top of your screen will appear if you are in combat. Target's shields have failed.
Great. All systems are go and full impulse is back online. I'm picking up a distress signal nearby. It must be people from the colony. More colonists managed to escape the surface. The distress signal is close. Searching. There! We have to help them!
Hold Hold up on the D-pad to activate and deactivate full impulse.
Turn off full impulse. There's a tall Shi'ar drone dead ahead. Back on the bridge, and I figured out how I can improve.
Press B to activate high-yield torpedo. High-yield torpedo will increase the power of your next torpedo attack.
Thank the elements. We thought we were done for.
I think it's safe to say we're a fully operational ship. I'm getting an alert. There's another distress signal coming in from one of the colony's shuttles. We can... There aren't any colonists here. Just this strange ship. I've never seen anything like this in my life. It's gigantic. Engineering reports that the ship has scanned us, but they're not responding to my... They've done something to the ship. Nothing is responding. I can't even warp us out of here. I think I might be able to get a comm channel up to hail them. What do you want me to do? We're getting a reply. What the... They seem to be rearranging our words and sending them back. Listen. I'm picking up another ship. This one is Tal Shiar. It's decloaking.
So the Alachi were right. A handful of pitiful Romulan refugees managed to escape. When will you colonists learn that no matter how far you run, you cannot escape your obligations? Allow me to introduce myself. I am Colonel Hakiv of the Tal Shiar. On behalf of the Romulan Star Empire, I hereby lay claim to this colony and all of its inhabitants. Surrender now, and I will ensure that you serve us in the way you are most suited. Fire weapons at will!
This is Tamer of the Romulan Republic. Tal Shiar vessel, stand down immediately.
Tamer! How fortunate! I can destroy both of you!
has managed to sting me. You think you won? This is not the end. Even now, more of my ships are on their way. And the next time, you won't have anyone to protect you.
I am Tamer, commander of the Romulan Republic. We picked up your distress signal while on a mission in a nearby system. I would say we arrived just in time given your ship's condition. Who are you? And what happened here?
I am truly sorry. This is not the first time I've heard a story like this, and I fear it will not be the last. And these Ilachi creatures, they are troubling. We need to know more about them and why they're working with a snake like Hakim. As I said, I'm with the Romulan Republic. You may have heard of us. We are not the terrorists the Tal Shiar make us out to be. With our leader, Datan, we are working to gather survivors of the destruction and fight the tyranny of the Tal Shiar. We have a flotilla nearby. If you're interested, we would welcome you and your friends to join us there. I understand your hesitation, but you must realize that there's no running from what's happening. You saw what the Tal Shiar did to your home. They're doing the same thing all across the sector. You either serve them or you die. The only way we're going to survive is if we fight back. I appreciate your willingness to do what's right. I'm transmitting the coordinates of our flotilla to your ship now. When you arrive, we can repair your vessel and work out our next move. Thank you again. I'll make sure you won't regret your decision.
I don't know how I feel about this, but I guess siding with Tamer is better than risking death on our own. And he did help us out with the Tal Shiar. The coordinates are loaded up whenever you're ready to go.
Greetings. I am Sub-Commander Nadell, assistant
Please follow me
to the
to
commander's quarters. There is much to discuss. Commander, our guests have arrived.
Excellent. I'll get them up to speed. There is much to do.
I'll be glad to show one of you around while the other stays and talks with Tamer.
I'll take the tour, and then meet you back on the ship when you're ready.
Greetings. I hope all is going well with you.
Good to see you and Tovankev made it to the flotilla of the new Romulan Republic. To be brief, we are a group that was founded by Datan to combat the tyranny of Empress Sela and her Tal Shiar. Our goal is to unify the shattered Romulan people under a new democracy instead of Sela's tyrannical rule. Ha! What hasn't Datan done? He has quite the long history. The short version is that he desires to see the reunification of the Vulcans and the Romulans. Before that can happen, though, Datan wants us to find a new homeworld, reconcile with the Remans, and end the centuries of oppression beneath the Tal Shiar. We're Romulan, and after all that's happened, we still have our pride and our cultural heritage. We need to be able to approach the Vulcans as equals, not as refugees looking for charity. Did you want to know anything else? That's right. He dreams of a day when our two people are united. Well, three, counting the Remans. Datan was inspired by Ambassador Spock, who first began the movement. When he was a child, Spock was working on Romulus with the reunificationists, and he was Datan's teacher. The Tal Shiar actively opposed reunification, and Spock and his people had to keep their movement hidden, working with allies and meeting in secret. It's been an uphill battle for Datan. But he won't stop until he sees the Vulcans, the Romulans, and the Remans reunited and at peace. Is there anything else? I am the commander of this fleet. No actions happen without my approval. Before this, I worked in intelligence for the Romulan military, which allowed me to learn more about the Tal Shiar. I couldn't stomach the thought of working alongside of them. Detan approached me one day and said he needed someone to organize a defense against the Tal Shiar. I accepted before he could finish his sentence. Is there anything else? What's next is that you receive our uniform and get a tour of the flotilla. After that, you'll receive your first assignment. However, you must understand that by joining us, you mark yourself as an enemy to the Tal Shiar. Hakiv and his people will see you as a threat, and there isn't anything they won't do to stop you. Are you ready to accept that? Good. You should get yourself down to Lieutenant
Congratulations, Lieutenant.
You can also view your ship's equipment.